Yes, people, welcome along to Red Pill Phil on YouTube. How are you doing? Hope you're managing to stay safe, sane, and well. Much love to you.
So, 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 so they're the opposite of the free press.
We did it like that, and now we do it like this. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
They claim to fight for liberty, but they're authoritarian as they come. So they're the opposite of the free press.
And I'm back with a nice little refreshing stroke positive update from a very intelligent, mature, balanced, sensible individual. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the lovely Katie Jayne. How are you doing, Katie Jayne?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no, honestly, thank you. Thank you as ever. I keep prostrating that this wouldn't be really happening if it wasn't for you guys, but it is. I do believe you've got a nice little positive, proactive little initiative on the horizon. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Katie?
Well, we've had people asking for a while for merchandise off us, tops and jumpers, and do the odd thing, but we've never actually done something to just celebrate. So I thought, well, why not go a bit old school? Why not go a bit old fashioned? And raffles were something that used to go on constantly at our church, our community centres, our schools. So why not do a raffle? So we've decided to put one together. We're going to be starting it off on Sunday. So as of Sunday, we're going to be opening it up. We have 100 tickets up for grab. We also have the numbers wrote down as well, so you can pick your numbers, but it is going to be on a first come, first served basis. So unfortunately, if the number you want is gone when it comes down, you have to pick from one of the remaining numbers, which we're going to be putting visuals up as we go along as well, so you'll be able to see what numbers are actually available. We have 10 prizes, but because we have 10 prizes and we want everyone to have a fair and equal chance, we have split them prizes into two different raffles. So we're going to have five main prizes on each raffle. The second raffle will start when the first raffle ends. As soon as all those 100 tickets are grabbed and they've been sold, they've gone, there's no more numbers left, then we'll be announcing when we'll be drawing those names. So I do have to apologise for my stuttering, sorry.
It's a lot of information, and fair play to you. I've tried to accompany what you were talking about with that in between the pair of us now. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, but yeah, you're breaking it down. That's no problem. So the initiative, what gave you the idea for this?
To be honest, it's actually been the supporters, because the supporters have actually been asking us to do stuff and to celebrate something. And one thing where we can do something that's fair, equal to everyone, and give everyone a decent chance at getting something that's limited at the minute, until obviously we've finished getting the equipment. I've got some of it on the floor, but yeah, so it gives people a chance to win a few things in between that. And obviously, we've got some things that are never going to be up for sale, like the cushions. They're going to be limited to when we put them out. We're not going to be dishing them out constantly.
You want to just showcase your cushion?
I do.
It? Check that out. That is awesome.
I am dead chuffed with it as well. I was worried when I first ordered it, but it is really good. It won't be the actual case itself. The pillow inside it will be the case that gets sent out.
Right.
Just because because obviously the first prizes on both the raffles are heavy, so they're going to be, an issue with postage. We are going to be doing them just the cases. Obviously, we can look into getting the cushion as well. It'll just depend on obviously the situation at the time.
You've got the cushions. What are some of the other prizes that you've got going on?
I've got them listed down. Do you want me to go through both raffles or just focus on?
Well, whatever you think is relevant at the moment, just so people get the idea and can understand the rules and regulations. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll stick to the first raffle for now because it'll be a bit easier. So first prize, we've got a signed copy of Meet Rat Boy from Michael Tarraga.
Right, okay, sorry. I'm going to do this. Who is Michael Tarraga and what is Meet Rat Boy?
Well, Michael Tarraga came on the digital demo with us, and he's done another show since then. He is the author and the boy behind Meat Rack Boy. As from birth, never mind as a child, from birth till adolescence, he's been abused by people, paedophiles. He's been sold. The way he describes it on the back of his book was it was like a meat rack where the paedophiles would come in and they'd pick which child they want, and then they'd go to the social worker and sign that child out. And he was severely abused as a child. He's straight to the point. He's dead or blunt. He's dead, I can send you a picture privately of the tops that he's got up. He sent 2 tops out, so people have got a choice. If they win second prize, they've got a choice of what colour top they want, a black or a white top. We only have one size though, because it was just what he had left. He hadn't got sent.
I must admit, he's a character. I'll say that.
That's why I want to show you the design on his top, because you can see what I mean by it just screams Michael's personality.
In terms of his story, there's nothing more harrowing, and this is what I fail to understand why people don't understand. Just walk in the shoes of a survivor for 5 minutes, and you'll understand why it's important to shout from the rooftops what they're going through and whatnot.
This is the white top from Michael Tarraga. You see, it's an octopus meat rat boy, and it says on the tentacle, I escaped the octopus, you can too. If you look at the octopus's tentacles, you can see what I mean by it's got Michael's humour. It's
quite powerful, that image, although it's got a playful element to it, looking at it, if that makes any sense.
This is the 4th prize. So we've seen the 3rd prize. The 3rd prize, sorry, is one of our Children Matter t-shirts. A black one, the white one is up in the 2nd raffle. This is the 4th prize, the Children Matter mug. And then obviously 5th prize is the cushion. Everyone else will be getting a 6-month free Wake Up UK membership. Everyone else who enters and doesn't have their tickets pulled.
So you can see there, everyone's a winner, literally. It's £1 a ticket.
There's a 20%, there's a 1 in 20 chance with every single ticket of getting one of the 5 main prizes, but everyone walks away with something.
Do you want to speak about that a bit, about the membership, what it entitles them to?
Well, there is a free part of Wake Up UK as well, which is the social networking side of things. The paid for version, the premium version, which is what all entries will be winning who don't have the ticket pulled. They'll be able to go and watch the daily shows that they've got live. They'll also be able to join those shows as well, where they've got different hosts on every day, a couple of times a day. For example, I'm on Wednesday 9 o'clock till 9:15. But there's loads. I mean, Bobby and Joseph Blair have a slot as well. Tracy Blackwell used to have a show. She's left, I believe. But there's quite a few people there. There's people from different view perspectives and everything, where you can actually jump on and join them. You just scroll past the chat and you can see the pictures, click on the pictures, and you can come on and talk to us one-on-one without having to worry about us sending you links or whatever. You can come and talk to us one-to-one.
Excellent. So what's the response like of having that platform there?
It's good because not all of the shows are public on YouTube. Some of them are private to Wake Up UK, like mine, for example. It gives you that chance to have that one-to-one conversation with people and get to know where people have come from, get educated and educate as well, and kind of get to know people, because those people that are on there, they've put money in to be there. They've put money into actually be able to come on and speak to us one-to-one. So every show has that option to come and join any of the hosts while they're on.
Same again, everyone is a winner then, aren't they? Because everyone's getting something out of it. And it is also good promotion for everyone concerned, and it enables, just for a short time, to be able to bring this talking point up, but do it in a positive way. So when do you hope to start this then?
The raffle's starting on Sunday during Cocoa Morning, so that I can actually explain to people a bit easier how to do it, and obviously talk some people through while they're doing it. I can do that live and people can see. Obviously, the tickets aren't going to be pulled this week or next week. Well, probably not even next week, because obviously we've got 100 tickets to sell. Doesn't sound like that many, but it is still 100 tickets. We're doing well so far, to be honest. We've got loads of people already lined up, ready to buy on the day, because we're trying to be fit. Like we were talking beforehand about having to draw a line of when we start. So we've got a couple of people who are already lined up, ready to go. Right, okay, this morning, doing it.
People sat in the house, got nothing to do. My wife has been furlong, so she has on a weekly basis, her and her team literally get together via stream and they have various quizzes. We had to manage a quiz for one of them. I was on my decks doing a bit of a quiz with him, doing a bit of like musical interludes and stuff. It was funny, just for an hour, and it was just a slot of time where everyone could just kind of rebond and get together. So it's always, I think it's a positive to do something like this rather than at the moment, because we're all feeling low, just get online and start bitching, start pointing the fingers, because that's not helping the psychology and the psyche at this moment in time. I think what you're doing is very proactive.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's a treat for everyone as well, because I mean, we're putting stuff up that we're never going to be able to do again, like the stone carving I was telling you about earlier. I mean, that's not something we're going to be able to do regular, and it's not something we're going to be able to do on an ordered basis. It's going to be it's going to have to be something that's annual or at least semi-annual.
So let's talk about the stone carving then. What's this all about? A guy carved stone. What's he going on here?
Well,
the little ancient way of thinking, isn't it?
I suppose it's a hobby for the little veteran, and he does amazing work. I was showing you one of them that he did earlier.
Brilliant.
And his work is phenomenal. It's so detailed, and he puts so much time and effort into them. And it's something that he enjoys doing anyway. So our first prize on the next raffle is going to be that stone carving of our logo. So you'll have people will be able to win the Children Matter logo that they can have outside in the garden as a nice ornament, or they can have inside as a nice ornament. It's something that we're not going to be able to do again. So it's going to be probably one in a lifetime doing.
It is. It's going to be novel, isn't it? You mean to have something like that, and you explained it's going to be quite a hefty lump of Yorkshire stone. This is not going to be.
I think it's Yorkshire stone anyway, but I do know it's definitely stone. I just don't know what type of stone. This
guy is a true professional and an artist, and obviously stone is his canvas. Explain how long it would take to get this done. Then, do you know anything about that? The process.
I don't know how long it's going to take to get done. I do know that he needs a couple of weeks to get it done, which is why that's not going to be until the next raffle. At the end of this raffle, at the end of the first raffle, we're going to obviously be talking to him to see how long he needs left, and then hopefully see from there, start it off maybe a bit like a week or two after the first one, just to make sure that he's got enough time to have it finished ready for the raffle.
Now, one thing I want to bring up here, Kate, just changing the topic. You've been a little bit active today, haven't you?
A little bit. I wanted to cheer people. I like cheering people up, and my estate look dead down and depressed now. They don't.
They don't, because someone has been distributing flags like it was red pilling exercise. Just let's have a little look at this, Kate.
You do celebrate VE Day. You do support our veterans and our military. That at the end of the day, they fought to protect our rights, and we take our rights for granted every single day. So, respect your neighbours, do something nice, support your veterans, support your country, and stand for what you believe in. So, take care, guys.
Horrible angle of me, though. That is a really, really horrible angle. Anyone who sees me in person goes, "Wow, you're really skinny." I don't look it in that video.
I'm saying nothing. I guess that's food for thought. Everyone has this little complex. When I film myself, I don't ultimately like the image that comes back at me, and you're always wary of the angle. If there's enough light, all my bags are showing. Oh, look, all my blemishes.
I can handle doing that, but it's when it's so bright outside you can't see your screen, so you don't know where the fuck you're holding your phone to. You're just like that anyway.
Yeah, it's like snow blindness. So explain what you were doing today then, Kater.
Well, I went out around because one of the campaigners gave us 100 car flags. That was 200 small flags, and that clear box there was literally overflowing with them to the point that when I came back in, there was still more upstairs. They have now gone now as well, but went over to my neighbour and asked if she wanted some flags up for VE Day because I was going to do mine. She said yeah. I asked her daughter if she wanted to help me, and we then ended up getting the whole estate out, putting them all on their own houses.
So you've had a good positive response.
Oh, we had the young and the old out all doing it. People I never spoke to before, people who've always given me grief just because I was around, all of them. They liked me today.
Wow. I mean, that's a brilliant gesture, but at the same time, that's why I've picked that initial clip, because what you said, it was in a nutshell, the VE Day, and basically how you feel the rights, you were taken for granted every day. And whatever your kind of mindset is, just having that community spirit and just literally the thought of walking from house to house, socially distancing, but just a nice gesture, offering little flags and reminding people what today's all about. And when you're walking round, how was it looking? Were people, putting a lot of bunting up? Was there a lot of decorations?
Well, after I did the estate, I was like, right, I'm going to go to the shop and we're going to get a drink and just have a look, see what everyone else is doing. And I got about 9 or so houses up before I saw a sight of some blue, white, and red balloons. So I was carried on walking up, and they'd fully decorated the house, but it was the only one on that section of the street. And I shouted across there. I was on the live as well at the time. I shouted across there, I love your decorations. It's good to see the spirit. The rest of the way to the shop, nothing. Walking back round, you had a couple of flags. I walked a different way around, saw a couple of flags. And it wasn't until about 3 minutes after I turned my live off that it was like, 4 more houses. But this, where you can see another street where it was more than the odd house. But as soon as you walk back on my estate, that's it. You can just see beautiful colours everywhere.
Is it right that people should feel guilty for wanting to do? And
no, but that's the thing. I was talking to one of my neighbours, and she was saying it's such a shame that everyone feels like that they offend someone by putting your own country's flag up and celebrating holidays like this. And it is sad to see that people are feeling that way about putting up their own flag. I mean, my friend Lewis in Germany, he has a Union Jack above his bed. And he's half German, half English. He doesn't have a German flag up, but he has a Union Jack up because he's proud of his heritage. And we should all be proud of our heritage, no matter where we come from.
Yeah. It's crazy because from my point of view, anyway, and I'm sure with yourself, Kater, I don't mind anyone having their day for a flag or talking about what is brilliant and what they hold dear and remains proud, gives them a proud sense of being because of their country.
We all embrace St. Patrick's Day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind Wales doing it. I don't mind Scotland having their day. Hey, I don't mind Brazil having their day. It's strange because it only seems to be the British, I guess, that really do get this banging on. And I guess some people want to go, well, there's reasons for that, Phil. But not really. I'll never forget being in Portugal, okay? And there was I think it was the Euro tournament, like 10, 15, 20 years ago or something. And at that time, no, it wasn't a Euro, it was a World Cup, sorry, because Brazil was there and was it Argentina? Now, Brazil are obviously been conquered by the Portuguese, so they speak Portuguese now. So they support anything Portugal. Remember, we're in Portugal. You've got the Argentinians there that have been conquered by Spain. So that's all got the Hispanic side. So you've got two South American countries that have both got an Anglo kind of Spain/Portugal thing. It wasn't animosity towards the two, but the two allowed each other to portray their flag and not have any comeback on that. It was literally, they were both showboating what their flag and what it meant in a way of dance and, celebration.
Well, we should be proud too, you know what I mean? I'll stand with Lewis and my Jackie, who I grew up in care with both of them. Both German, apart from Lewis is half English as well. We'd share a flag. We'd stand with each other with our own flags. It'd never change any of that. My side of the family is Irish, English, and Italian, I think. And my brother's side of it's Italian, Welsh, and English. It's like, so what? And we just have different jokes for different parts of the country. Welsh with sheep, Irish with gold.
Well, that's the beauty. I mean, that's what is great about that. And you can still, in that sense, you could still be a patriot, but then we'll go, well, I have got descent that's Italian. So at some point, I hold that dear to me as well. And you shouldn't be guilted for maybe feeling that. It doesn't really matter. Either way, I think it's nice what you've done. I think it's positive. It's very proactive. And you can see the response from people at this time now, to get people out talking and get the interaction with human beings again. It's so important, and little stunts, let's say. It's not a stunt in it, but because I don't think we're out to gain anything other than trying to do the right thing. But in a sense, it was a stunt, because where we're at now, that's almost an illegal act, what you've done. Not only displaying the flag, Katie, but getting in people's faces, telling them that they've got to be patriots. Are you some kind of Nazi? What's going on there?
Oh, I mean, I didn't exactly force. I walked around the estate with the box. Do you want some flags? Take what you want.
Really? And then literally just people were coming up and grabbing. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that.
I brought the box inside because I thought everyone had finished, and one of the other neighbours came round and she was like, "Oh, next door's just seen what you've done, and she wants to know if you've got any more so she can take him round to her dad's because he's really old and can't leave." I was like, "Yeah, have some more."
It's a pity that most streets don't do that, really.
And my neighbours asked me why I've done it because I've not asked for anything from it. People have asked if I want anything. No, just smile and enjoy the day. The only reason I've done this is to cheer everyone up, make the estate look a bit nicer, and just make everyone feel a bit better in this shit time.
I get a little bit of strategy forming here, Katie. Now run with this, because the last time I had an interview through this computer with yourself, you'd just been donated some barbecue food from one of your neighbours.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. My neighbours have put a barbecue on today and they were just bringing me around some more food.
So is this, not only are you breaking laws by distributing flags, are you doing it now to gain favoritism with your neighbours? So when you do have a barbecue, you've got more chances of getting more meat from your neighbours. All right, okay then. So at least you got your supper sorted. This is not sounding good, this, Katie. What are you up to here?
If that was the case, I've given flags to about 4 neighbours who don't like me just because I'm around and I don't conform and I stay to myself.
Oh,
I've even given them like bags full of flags just because, well, I can't leave them out. They've all got kids, it gives them all something to do. It makes the estate look better. People who've been walking through the estate, just going on their way, have all been looking and everyone's been smiling, just looking at it. I mean, that's what it's about. Where's the British, well, fuck what you think attitude?
yeah.
That's when people from other countries think about British people, they think about the don't give a shit, won't get involved, but lead butt you if you get too fucking close and too cocky. You know what I mean?
I thought that's Glasgow, innit?
Oh, I see. Well, I'm just a wee housewife. No, I don't have the big career or the fancy talk or nothing like that, so I wouldn't even attempt to argue with you.
Good.
No, instead, I'll get right down to it and give you the severe malking.
Or have I just really upset about half of Glasgow by saying that? Sorry, Glasgow. I've got family in Strathclyde. It looks like I won't be seeing them for a while, Katie. Freaking hell.
See that? You see that, yeah? What a woman. She's got me spoiled rotten.
My God. What have you got planned for the next couple of days? What's your next done in order to get your friends on side to get barbecues delivered to your house?
Sorry about that. My neighbours have put a barbecue on today and they were just bringing me around some more food.
Okay, so
well, for the next week or so, I am glued to where you see me now. Right. I can't see my other half. I can't go anywhere or do anything because the next couple of days I'm preparing for the raffle, and then for the next however long after that, I have to be here for the raffle anyway. So I'm staying here on my own, on my tard in front of my computer, getting square eyes for the raffle.
Oh wow! So obviously these are some of the beautiful images of your area today. You know what I'm seeing there, Katie? Why couldn't there have been one big Union Jack on the solar panel? Now, I know that would probably make the solar panel inefficient, but wouldn't it look great for that photo?
Well, that house we went to that house to see if they wanted any flags or anything, and they just weren't interested. But everyone else all of them just got involved. Everyone stuck them in the hedges and everything. I've been going around my neighbour's fence, as you can see here. I had to stand in my neighbour's garden so you couldn't see where she lived. But I've gone around the fence on both sides as well and put them in the fence.
Well, it looks great. It looks great. It brings colour. I mean, look at the blue with the green, with the red, white, and blue. You just look at it and you think, what is wrong with that? I don't see the actual issue with it at all, personally. If I knew it was about hatred, if I knew it was trying to say to me, you know what, you're not welcome in this street, then I'd probably understand it a little bit. But at no point is that saying that to me, because that's ultimately saying everyone who really wants to, appreciate that flag is ultimately got a bad mentality. And you can't, how can the fricking you say that? But you just can't. That's me on my little rant there. But, it's silly. It's ludicrous. And I think it looks brilliant.
There is one that you've not put on, but you can, just 1 minute, let me show you.
Have you got it?
Yeah, let me put it back up, sorry. Just because you can see what I mean about literally doing it all down the fences, all the hedges down there.
Yeah.
This house up here, the lady was still putting them out there. After this picture, this house got involved, and this house got involved as well. And yeah, my neighbours haven't even woken up yet by this point, and I'd still done all theirs, and yeah, my shithole.
It's just been flagged, literally.
That was overflowing. I mean, overflowing.
Oh, it's such a good thing to do. It is such a good thing in these times, So let's get on to one last topic, I guess. From people around you, how are they dealing with what's going on?
Well, it depends on the people on the estate and the areas I'm thinking, because around this estate, everyone's dead chilled out and relaxed about it. If you're distancing or whatever, then everyone respects it. But everyone's still talking to each other and communicating with each other. The shops are still ram-packed, lines everywhere. But I mean, you are getting a couple of estates where people just genuinely aren't leaving the house. They aren't celebrating anything, aren't doing anything. There's just depressing themselves.
Yeah. It's the element of fear that's been put across, that people are adhering to it. It's
100%.
quite a dangerous thing, really. I know there is something real going on. This alone has created so much division, even within the group of people that used to be called the movement, because everyone's got 6 or 7 theories of what this is all about. And there's almost a level of, well, if you don't agree with that theory, I don't know whether I like you anymore. It's kind of polarized in such a short space of time. It's quite astonishing.
It really is. But there's the thing, because there's no answers. Fear is one of the biggest controls, but the government are so used to experimenting on us. What's to say this isn't a massive experiment to see if they can control us by fear? See if we will adhere to everything. I mean, one of my neighbours, their grandson, will not leave the house. He won't go to the door. He will not go out the door. He will not leave or interact with anyone who's been outside. When I was over before talking to his nan, and realised I was there and walked straight back in, because he's terrified because he heard about a 13-year-old who died of it. But there's so many people who are dying, which happens daily, who are being labelled as dying from COVID when they've actually not.
Indiscrepancies, you could say, a lot of anomalies. But at the same time, Kate, I'll have to say, there's a lot of people jumping the gun. There's a lot of people that don't know how to react, think they've got the handle on it, but then over the space of even a few days, it then deems that that's not the likely scenario. So then that takes legitimacy off your argument and credibility. If you've been running and jumping on a bandwagon for that bandwagon to change a week later, because there's so many different theories and what people think is the right thing to do, not the right thing to do. We want to fight, we don't want to fight. It's real, it's not real. What we do know, there is an element of mass manipulation going on about
100%. We just don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
Or what the purpose is for, sorry.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. You're spot on. And for me personally, I can't put words in anyone else's mouth, but the prudent thing for me to do now is not to get involved in every man and his dog's theory, and just literally trying to be productive with me and my family I'm also using this time to bond, reconnect with other family members where I can as well. At the same time, there is a creative element that I am bleeding loving at this moment, Kater. I'm loving just doing bits and bobs of positivity and creating stuff.
Everyone should be cautious. Everyone should always take precautions, even outside of pandemic times. But they also need to remember what they learned in school. I mean, one thing that we all learned in biology lessons was if anything kills bacteria, it's heat. You know, we're in summer. We should all be in at a minimum in our gardens. Don't necessarily have to be with everyone else. I mean, like what I've suggested doing here is everyone sitting either just outside their own gardens or in their gardens and having like a mass picnic or a mass drink, everyone within their own gardens, but actually out enjoying the sun and getting that heat, that because it gives us the energy that we need. It gives us a focus. I mean, I'm already a lot more awake today than I have been the last couple of days because I actually went outside today.
Yeah.
Even if it's walking to a shop while the sun's out instead of waiting until it goes down, it helps.
So what you saying, a lot of people in your area are not even going out and exercising. I know you mentioned about the young lad.
He's not even left the house since it came into start, but I know a lot of people aren't really doing anything. I mean, a lot of people are going out and are doing stuff, but there are a portion that are just locking themselves away. I mean, I do it. I'm used to doing it, though. I do it. I've done it since I lost my kids. Every now and again, I do lock myself away. This time, I'm pushing myself to do more stuff online. And then today, you know, it was a case of, fuck it, if I can do something to cheer myself up, which is cheering everyone else up, then I'll try that.
No, and I think it's been totally successful. Same again, I've tried to keep a normal regime in a sense of going out. I run every other day, and then every day I literally go out to walk to the same place, to the local park up here, a bit of greenery. It's just off the beaten track. You don't hear as many, you hear more nature rather than the car traffic, even though there's not many cars on the road. But I think health and well-being has got to really, you've got to do just normal things to try and keep yourself ticking over. It must be really difficult now. We all know that, but you've got to try and do something. Otherwise, do you not find yourself in a bit of a slump if you stay in that little segment that don't want to go out and feels a fear even more?
100%. I mean, I've been trying to get back into my yoga, doing my yoga at least once daily just to give myself that boost of energy. But it happens with everyone. As soon as you're taken out of your routine and out of normality and you're put in a foreign element, like being stuck in your house 24/7 or being stuck with your family 24/7, not being allowed to go to social events, there are compromises for that. You just need to find a way of doing it. Like if you used to go into the gym, get a couple of your mates on Zoom, do some workout at home, use stuff around the house, you know, put something on TV and do something on TV, turn your house or part of your house or your garden into your gym temporarily until this is over. You know, if you're used to baking or whatever, or you like baking but never have enough time, now you do. So, I mean, I'm quite happy to do a live with people, teaching people how I do my funky rainbow cakes. I'm happy doing that.
Oh, the wife has been baking like mad. She's made a lemon loaf cake. She's made a homemade cheese pie. She's done individual shepherd's pie. She's been batch cooking like crazy. And she's been winding up all her mates on Facebook going, check this out. And these are like people that can't cook, won't cook. So they're like, seriously? And she's going, seriously, check that out. And we're like, yes, beneficiaries of this. So it's brilliant. I've been doing loads of odd jobs. I've done some pipe work. I've had to build a new gate, a back gate from scratch. So it's not so much about me. It's keeping myself occupied, keeping the grey matter going, and more importantly, trying to stay in that bonding realm with my family. Because I'm here with 3 other people that, like you say, some fathers are working majority of the day, so they only come home and normally spend a couple of hours with the kids, and then the kids are off in all different directions. So this is unusual, alien ground. Even though that your own DNA, you still don't really used to spending that much time.
It's difficult for the kids as well. I mean, I get to see what it's like when I go up there to my other house because kids used to go to school, he's used to working, so I got to see what it's like while they were in normal routine compared to now. And kids have certain rules in school than they do at home, and that's a given at any stage at anyone's life. You know, there's so much you can get away with at home, where in school you wouldn't get away with it, and you'd get reprimanded for it.
Yeah.
So
What
when
do you
you're
mean,
trying
like? Do you mean like creeping down? Yeah, I'm talking about you. She's in the back here. She knows. Hello, babes. You mean like creeping down to the kitchen at 1 a.m, the pair of the daughters, just on a snack fest?
to...
Yeah. Do you mean like that, Kater?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
structured times as well. You know, when kids have got so long where they've got to work, and then a so long break, and then so long where they got to work. At home, it's a constant break.
Yeah.
You know, and parents aren't used to dealing with the education routine, discipline side of things, so it does clash, and people do find it difficult. But that's why I think people need to get to know themselves and their kids first, and then look at the discipline and education side of things, because otherwise, you know, everyone's just going to end up getting highly frustrated with each one, because you're both out of your comfort zones.
If I was to say something to you, Katie, what's your silver lining out of all this?
With today, or with the raffle and everything?
No, sorry, the COVID. What's the silver lining? What can you get positive from it?
People have got the chance now to bond, to genuinely get to know who each other are. I mean, in some cases it may not be pretty, in some cases it may be more than what you could have hoped for, but it gives people that lesson. Whether they actually take it as a lesson and learn, it's a different matter, but it gives people that lesson of what's important. When it comes down to it, what matters? Who are the people I love dearest? Because they're the only people we never actually take the time to get to know, because we grow up with them, so think we know them. But there's always different sides to things. Bonding, you know, building a community, whether it's online, whether it's actually your neighborhood, it's worth learning how to do. It's worth learning how to function with the people you live with and the people you live around. And
No, I was just going to say, sorry to butt in there. What it sounds like you're saying is everyone's got a perfect opportunity now to raise their vibration for them and their own family, become a better individual, and outwardly you will project that, which you might not get that back with everyone, but you can't ultimately control other people. What you are in command of is your own destiny and how you want to perceive that destiny. That's your little world. By communicating in a little better with people, creating better bonds with people, realizing that even disagreements, you know what, life is too short, dude. So maybe them days when I was a troller, maybe I don't do that now. Maybe I just connect on another frequency with someone else rather than get involved in that. So it's bad that such an awful situation has happened to us all, which we've not been able to collate and yet fight it yet and get all the answers and accountability. I get that. So it's not like I'm being submissive here. Same again, it's going back to being prudent. But at the same time, I'm noticing the change with my kids. They actually want to spend time with one another a bit more than they did 4 to 5 weeks ago. Seriously?
they've not got any outside influences from school friends calling them dorks for wanting to spend time with their sisters or their brothers.
Yeah. So it's whether people remember this and try to maintain it when the changes, when we do have all the curtailments lifted, if we do have all the curtailments lifted. I've got a feeling that activism is somehow going to change over the next 6 months, regardless, because I don't think everything's going to go back to how we want it. But
in a sense, that's good. But one thing I do have to say is humanity is famous for two things, which is unique to just humans, to humanity, and we've been taking it for granted. I mean, one is our ability to communicate the way we do. That is unique to humanity. We take that for granted on a daily basis. Our ability to evolve. So if protests and demos do end up changing, then instead of spitting our dummy out about not being able to do it like it was in the old days, we need to evolve to be able to move forward in a new way. If they can adapt, then we have to adapt too.
Yes. That's very wise words, very shrewd words. Do you think other people see it that way?
I don't know, but everyone is on a certain path with a lesson they have to learn. Everyone has to learn along the way, but everyone learns in different ways as well. So people may subconsciously be there yet, but not actually realize that they are. And some people may be oblivious to it or haven't thought of it. So
That's the problem, isn't it? When you're stuck, with you've got all them right intentions, you want to set something up, but at the same time, you've got an element around you. I'm not saying personally around you or anyone or any individual here, but it's all right, you having them ideals, but everyone else has got to have them ideals with you. Otherwise, it becomes null and void, and you're kind of dealing with a stagnation in a sense of ideologies, way of thinking.
I mean, I may be wrong. I'm always open to being wrong. It may be a case that adapting to a new way of campaigning may be the wrong way. It may be a case that we have to go back to the old way, the way it used to be with riots on the streets. There is no saying of which way things are going to go. We can only go with the flow. We can only go with what path we're presented with at that time.
Well, it depends on what your goal is, doesn't it, Katie?
100%.
Because you've got to understand, if anyone has a riot on the street, you know that, okay, you've got a very little chance of getting the normal proletariat to join you. You're going to feed into angry, you're going to feed into outrage, you're going to feed into a certain percentage, because most people ain't going to want to do that. They'll probably, by them visibly seeing that, they'll be beaten back into submission of just watching TV and getting on with their lives. So that is, for me, the most counterproductive way of going about things. It might fulfill you the way you feel, but it ain't going to do nothing. It's going to make you look bad. But that we were there 3 years ago with that argument. It's almost redundant to think that, even though how much are people going to take? But it's the same as that the elevation of the mind is what's going to win here, rather than the brute, I've had enough. We've all had enough. We have all had enough. So
we need to stop being stubborn as a society and start listening to one another, because there's no one person that has the answer for how this is going to work. It's going to be communities and people working together that's going to change anything. It's not going to be individuals. There's only so far that we can go on our own. It's like people don't like Tommy for whatever reason. Couldn't give two less. But if you look at him as a single person, he's woke up a lot of people. He's engaged a lot of people into actually looking into other things. Same way you have, same way I have, same way Bobby and Joseph Blair have, but just in different ways towards each other. But we're all waking people up. Imagine how big of an impact that'd be if people actually started working together to do that.
Yeah, leave people to their own tentacle, rather than trying to make everyone run through the same tentacle. Have you ever seen an octopus with one tentacle, one fat-ass tentacle? What would you call that?
A sperm.
You know what? That was very quick. That was very fucking quick.
I'm embarrassed by myself. I've got the picture of the octopus up on the other screen still, so when you said it, I just looked over and just said what I thought.
Well, you did say what you thought, Katie.
I should have said...
I'd have probably told myself. Well, you never know. It shows what you're thinking, Katie.
I was just thinking, we've just got baby Plex out the other day as well, and they look the same as like a octopus with one leg. I could have said that.
You could have said a lot of things, but you know what? It's a good job I've got an editor. It's a good job I've got an editor.
Don't worry about it. I'm a big advocate for always being truthful, so I genuinely don't care.
Have you ever seen an octopus with one tentacle, one fat-ass tentacle? What would you call that?
A sperm. It was the first thing that popped into my head, so...
I think sperm's lives matter, I think, are going to be on you now. I'm telling you, they'll be like, what's she just done? Well, what have we got to do with this? You know what I mean? She was talking flag 10 minutes ago and now us. Oh, wow. That's gold. It's gold. But yeah, and you find that the fight will become a little bit easier. Anyway, if everyone's proactive, everyone does their own thing. Because the one thing that we have got, Katie, everyone's got their own mind. So by them saying, no, you've got to join the one tentacle, are you trying to say that we've got to join the one hive mind? That's not unity.
No.
That's not unity. That's you just following our narrative the way we want to follow it, and we'll call it unification. But how's that unification for someone else if they can't evolve in their own mind, but still be with them?
Well, we've got in the logo. I'll tell you because but in the logo, there's 3 parts of the logo in one, which is actually our symbol for all the causes, but we've not actually told anyone. So
Alright.
we've got faith, hope, and love.
Right.
The only way
Right.
you can survive through anything in life, even if you've never been through a cause, is with faith, hope, and love.
Very apt. No,
So
it is. It's powerful now seeing it.
that's our symbol for everyone united together. I mean, you've seen how like we've got loads of people on our cause, like on Children Matter. Sharon Binks phoned me up yesterday and asked if I could throw a live up for her so she could do an interview. I was sat in the background the entire time so no one could see me, and she went off and did her interview. Like Zero does the same, a couple of the others do the same, and I'm trying to push more to start doing it as well. But no one gets advised what they can and can't say. No one informs the other of what they're going to do. It's just a case of, well, if you want to do that and you want to go ahead and do that, then go for it. Why not?
But there's an element of respect and consideration anyway. And so if you've got decent people around you, you don't have to curtail them because you know that they're kind of on it and they're not going to say anything inappropriate. They're going to have an element of obligation and they're going to try and do the right thing in what they say and what they do, really.
100%. And the only people who've got the obviously our passwords and our emails to get on there and do stuff are the people who are trusted. And the other people who are trusted who are on there, they're welcome to message. And I have given it them, but it has changed a couple of times over the years. But they're welcome to go on and use it as well because they know what the platform is to me. They know it's my kids. It's what my kids are based off. And everyone who's on there, we've got full mutual respect with each other on it. So there is that trust there. And if there was ever a need to take anything down, it'd be put on private, whatever was edited out of it, if needed, and then put back on public again.
It's a question of just not worrying about what's going on around you and just staying on point, innit? Staying on point and messaging to a degree. It's not easy because everyone around you, whatever, there's this and that, tentacles here and there, it's not easy to just stay on point. And in some ways, you could be perceived as being turning your back for doing that, but you're not. You're staying on point and true to what your cause is without kind of getting over involved in everything else that's going on.
We're just an extra platform for people who've already got their own platforms or who don't yet have their own platforms. We're just an extra olive branch. So if they need an extra platform for whatever reason, extra views, or just want to show that they're united with us, then they're welcome to use it. They don't have to use it. You've got access to ours as well through StreamYards, and you've never been pushed or anything to do anything, and you wouldn't be because this is my way of donating to you. Same way I do to Zero.
So hold on, the guy with the Children Matter.News cushion who sat in the corner of the room with a gun to me head, he's nothing to do with it. Oh, mate, I said I'd do it. What more do you want me to do? Freaking hell. No, ignore him. He's all right. No, you've never asked me to do anything. And even when you sent this to me about the raffle, you never put it out. Oh, could you do this for us? No, it was me who literally said, then I'll have a look here. And said, today, let's strike while the iron's hot and let's get on it.
It's getting close to my birthday, so I'm getting close to being in the frame of mind of putting a demo together. But it needs to be done at the right time. You need to make sure that there are precautions. And it is affecting some people. It may not be affecting everyone, but it is affecting some people. And that's the point. We need to stop it from affecting everyone.
You've got to be careful here because this is where it's polarized the whole movement as well as it's polarized the whole country. You've got people that were supposedly like-minded, loved each other's company now. Now they're split on what this is, who's done it, what's the fucking cure, and what's this about social distancing? Do we need to wear a mask? All them points, you're going to have a split. You're going to have 2 red pill people that will argue the toss because one takes it ultimately very seriously and the other one's saying, this is all bollocks just to manipulate us. So you can see the rub-off that's going to go there.
This is where we've got an opportunity. We know what brings numbers to protests and what wakes people up is community and conversation. I mean, something simple like what I've done with the flags today. I'm not the first person to do it. A couple of the other people from up this end did it, which kind of give me the nudge of, I have them. Or reminded me I have them to go and do it. if you take the time while we've got it to get to know your neighbours, get to know your community, help out in your community, as soon as all this is lifted and you do a demo in your hometown, most of your community, most of the area where you live are going to know who you are. They're going to know what you are. They're going to know your motives because they'll get to see it. Even if it's going and walking your neighbour's jog, even if it is going and help, handing out some decorations, or if you've got, a loaf of bread that you're not going to use because you're going down to wherever happens to be all the time, give it to a neighbour who's not got it. I mean, every time I go up to Zach's, I raid my fridge and my cupboards and I go and give them to my neighbours before I go down to Zach's, because otherwise it's going to go off here. My neighbours could get use out of it. I'm not going to take it with me. So, something simple like that,
No, it is. And I've used this term before. It's cosmic energy, Kater. What you get back from doing that, by initially having that contact with people and doing that, that's better than putting up any video. That's better than talking for 10 minutes that they ultimately may interpret as a paradigmal argument. Doing the ultimate act of, you know what, Mike, this food's going to go off. I'm not going to eat it. Do you want that? Over a succession of these difficult times is going to break down all paradigms, because it's literally a cosmic thing that you're doing. Is that going to work with everyone? Probably not. But the more people it will iron out, I think ultimately that will make them individuals better. And guess what, Kater? When you're on a better, higher cosmic plane, guess how much of an improvement you're going to be as an activist? That's what I personally think. Sorry, I don't know what your views are on that, but maybe I'm getting a bit hippified here, but that's me. I'm more of a spiritual kind of minded individual when it comes to this.
I'm spiritual as well. I do tarot cards.
So you'll get what I'm saying then?
I do. I do. But this is just my personality. This is what I've always been like. I had 200 flags. I had no need for 200 flags. I don't even have a car. And the car flags, so it's a case of, right, well, it'll cheer everyone up. It'll put a smile on everyone else's face. It'll brighten the place up a bit. And you know what? It'll make me a bit more comfortable in my own town. So it was a little bit selfish, but sod it. Everyone else's houses look much better than mine because mine's overgrown.
In a selfish way, you've done things for others. So you've done something that will please you. So that's a selfish element of it. But ultimately, you're improving other people's lives, even if it was only for a couple of minutes, by colouring their life up a little bit with the flag and the fact that you're showing them, don't be ashamed of this. There you go. You know what I mean? That is the ultimate cosmic energy, and it's brilliant. And I think the more we do that, the more you show your followers that that's what you're about, you're more likely to affect them in that positive way, rather than you ranting like some of these go-mads that come online and start going on with themselves, which then, as a cosmic energy, is going to have a negative effect with their followers, which then they're going to have a bad cosmic. And it's like it's like a pinball machine. Cosmic bad energies is flicking from fucking boundary to boundary.
It's like the mugs that we got, because we got a big box of mugs with our logo printed on them. I mean, I've got a foster carer who I've known since I moved in here. She's looked after me. She's known my son. She's known my daughter. She's helped me through rough times. And as soon as I got them, first thing I did was went over. I was like, right, I know you won't be able to get this out when the social worker comes round, but here's a mug. And she uses it whenever the social services aren't around.
It's bad that she's got to hide it when they're not around. You know what I mean? Why are they going to trigger off that, for God's sake?
Well, she fosters her grandson. So, because of the work I do, and obviously we are in close proximity to each other as well.
I know what you're saying, but she's still got an opinion. What, mate? When you've got an eyed cups in your house, well, what's that all about?
Well, to be fair, I prefer it that way. I prefer if social services don't know that me and her talk to each other, that we're in contact, that she's been my neighbour since I'm moving in here. But it safeguards her and her grandson, because I know the damage they can do, and they've been looking for any excuse anyway. She used to foster other people's kids, now she only fosters her grandson. But I mean, I've seen her fighting for him to go back to his mum, for his mum to be reunited with him, and social are just using any and all excuse they can to keep him there. So sometimes you have to take precautions.
No, I get it.
I do have a little giggle to myself when I see that social services go around, and I'm like, already been there.
just for people who don't know how to contact you, what is the best way of contacting you? And yeah, just explain all your details, please.
Well, if you want to contact me, I do have an email address, katiejane.swallow at... Oh, sorry, I had it wrong. katiejane@childrenmatter.news. I've put it up on the screen there for you as well, so sorry about that. But yeah, so to get in touch with the raffle, to get in touch with me in general anyway, just message that email below, and yeah, I'll be there.
Splendid talking to you. Always is engaging with you. Well done for what you're doing. Keep your brilliant work going. The best of luck with this initiative, this raffle. No doubt them tickets are going to fly out like flags. Keep up that sterling work.
I'll try my best. Thank you, Phil.
Oh, excellent. Right, guys, as you can see, the amazing work. Please follow what Children.News are doing. Stroke Katie Jayne Swallow. You can see positive individual. Try to keep people mentally on the straight and narrow. So brilliant. Support all the work. I've just got to end it by saying one thing, really.
I love you. 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 I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. 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 I love you.